Okay, so I'm just gonna change the angle here. Sun is coming up. It is up, but it's coming in this direction right now. So this little episode is about garlic, and I'm doing this one because somebody asked about when I did the episode on flowers and seeds and talked about how we grow seeds to grow the plant the next year. And somebody noticed that I said, well, I don't let the flowers grow on garlic, so I take them all off. And so, well, how does garlic regrow then if I always take the seeds away? So I'll talk a little bit about that right now. So first of all, garlic. What is it? You may know it as something that looks, so not without the stem. I'll take the stem away, so that could be confusing, but maybe you see some garlic like that in the store, and somebody at home uses it in their cooking. You can eat it raw. It's a healthy food, but you don't want to. It's medicine, really. It's should be used carefully because it's really a medicine food. So it will do things for your body that you don't want to constantly be doing all the time. But it depends. It depends on what you do with the rest of your day. Okay, so garlic looks like that, and this is the garlic patch behind me. So the garlic patch goes on a bit of a ways there. So that's the garlic patch, and I think we've looked at this before, maybe not. So down at the base, you can see. So we know that below the soil here, this will be where the roots are growing down there, right? We don't see the roots because the roots need to be in contact with water and nutrients from the soil to stay happy. So they stay under the soil. Then above the soil, the garlic has the stem, okay? But the stem is kind of like a bunch of leaves wrapped round and round, many layers of leaves, okay? And then it comes to the top of the stem at this time of year, so the stem is stretching out, just like I had mentioned before in a lot of other plants. The stem will grow tall to push the flower up to get insects attracted to it so that it can create seeds and then carry on its life. But like I said, this is what I do with the flowers. Take them off, okay? So this thing here is called the garlic scape. Now look. So I've just pulled it off a live plant, and you can see what's happening. Right, there's liquid coming out. I'll put some on my finger maybe. So yeah, oh, there goes a drop. But you can see it's liquid. So that is the nutrients and water from the roots being transported up the stem to the leaves, and then also part of the stem brings that, the food and the energy that the leaves get from the sun. So with their chlorophyll and their chloroplasts, the stuff that makes them plants, this garlic is really hot. So it's transporting the water and nutrients up and down. So from the leaves to the roots, or from the roots to the leaves. So I've broken that off, so that means that part where I break the stem, and somebody asked about this too, where I've broken the stem, the plant stops growing there, okay? It stops growing there, but it can continue to grow elsewhere. And so the reason I take the flowers off is because so what I showed you earlier with the bulb, I want the bulb to get big. I'm gonna dig one garlic up here. And I'm gonna come back to this spot. Okay, so I'm gonna dig one up just to show you, from this living. So I'm gonna dig this one up because I've already taken the top off before. Okay, both of these have the top taken off. This one's already dried up. So I will dig down. And garlic is really well rooted, meaning it gets its roots right in the soil. And you really have to pry it up. So this is what happens as soon as it comes out. Okay. As soon as it comes out, there's the dirt attached to it because there's so much root matter, right? So there's the garlic roots. Okay. And then I there you go. It looks like a hole. I always make jokes later on in the season when I'm cleaning it off. Well, I can do it right now actually. So as you clean the garlic off and let it dry so that it can store for a long time. So you've got to clean it off, and it kind of looks like, if you put a face on that, you know, it could be like a little person with a wild hairdo. Anyways, so there's the garlic bulb starting to develop, okay? And the reason that bulb is starting to get bigger like that is because I've taken the top off, okay? So if I let the flower grow, I have some examples here. Here. So this is the one I just showed you, right? The stuff you buy in the store and use in cooking. So that's a good size bulb. If I don't take the flower off the top, you can see it's a lot smaller. So you can see these two sizes side by side. Okay, so turn it around. So the one here, I plucked the flower part off, so all the energy went into the bulb. This one here on the top, that one, I did not take the flower off, so it produced a flower and a bulb, but the bulb is much smaller. Okay, so that's how, you know, the plant shares its energy through its system. Maybe the leaves need to grow, and at the early part of its life, it needs lots of energy for the leaves. Later on, it needs lots of energy for the roots. Now that I've taken the flower off the garlic, it's going to put lots of energy into the bulb. Okay, and it's interesting, garlic. So flowers are gone. I get big bulbs. How do I grow it again? Well, I take what grew. So where's my fresh one? So here, I'm going to peel this down maybe, and you can see what's inside. Okay, so we'll just peel it a few more layers, and we might be able to see how it looks like the cloves of garlic. But it's very fresh right now, so it's all soft. It's really nice. Good and tasty. Just a little different. Yeah, I don't know if I can get all the way down. A lot of layers. Let's rip another one off here and see. Kind of feels like when you're taking husks off corn cobs. It's kind of got a similar feel. Okay, garlic paper, sometimes people call it. Alright, so I'm only going to go that far, but inside there you've got, so this one's got, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cloves. So it's one bulb, so we call that the bulb, and then we've got 5 cloves. But when you use them, you take the cloves apart, so I can put all 5. So there was the stem. That part won't regrow, but these cloves are what I keep. So I will keep some of the cloves to plant the next year, and each one. So if I plant 1 clove, it will turn into 1 bulb. Okay, and a bulb has about 5 or 6 cloves. It kind of depends on how well it grows. Okay, so 1 clove equals 1 bulb. So you get about 5 times as much garlic each year. Okay, so that's how you plant garlic if you don't let the flowers grow. If you do let the flowers grow, the flowers are actually, they look like something like this, except they're so small. So it looks kind of like a clove, except it's so small, and you can plant it, but it takes about 5 years before it will get this size. So if you're willing to wait 5 years, you can let the seeds grow. If you want to plant each year garlic, then you just reserve some of your bulbs and then you plant the cloves. All right, so that's more about garlic. I hope that was helpful.